Here we have different types of water filtration systems that you find in homes across America and you may need for your home. I will walk you through what each of these filters does so you may decide if you need it for your home as well. Here's the thing, a lot of people ask me, why do I have a well and where does the well water come from? Basically, a well is they tap into the ground, they tap into an aquifer, and they drill down until they find a source of water that gives you, say, 5 to 10 gallons per minute, and gives you an ongoing source of water where the well's not going to run dry. There's a multitude of different contaminants you may find in well water, such as bacteria, iron, acidic water, hard water, manganese, sulfur, and a host of different other types of contaminants that are found in well water as well. As far as testing, if you want to test your well water, you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get a basic well kit test, or you can call a local water testing lab and get an in-depth test as well. Now that we know where well water comes from, we're going to talk about how it gets to your house. Now out in your yard, you'll see a well casing, and the average well is about 250 feet deep. And what they do is they lower a pump attached to 1-inch tubing down into the well until it hits the water supply, and they usually suspend it about 10 to 20 feet off the bottom of the well. So that pump pumps it to your house, and when it gets to your house, now we need to create pressure. So we have the Well Xtrol 203 tank, which is commonly found in most homes, and this is going to create pressure for your house on an average of 40 to 60 or 30 to 50 psi. And once it hits this, basically how this works is you have the top chamber is air, you have the center as a bladder, and you have about 10 gallons of water on the bottom. So the air pushes against the bladder pushes against the water and sends it through your house whenever you turn a fixture on. Your well can pump anywhere from 5 to 20 gallons per minute. And based on the depth of the well, you could have a 5 gallon per minute pump installed, a 10 gallon per minute, or a 15 gallon per minute pump installed. And that makes a big difference as far as filtration, because some filtration has requirements as far as backwash. Say this iron filter requires about 10 gallons per minute in order to backwash it correctly. Now when it comes to pressure tanks, there's different sizes, and the pressure it creates pretty much is all the same. Here you have the Well Xtrol 203, there's other sizes such as the Well Xtrol 250, and the difference between the two is one has what they call a greater drawdown. One may have 10 gallons of water stored in the bottom, and another one might have 19 gallons of water stored in the bottom. And you want to make sure that before installing a water treatment system that your well tank is in good operating condition, meaning you want to have a licensed plumber or a well driller check it out to make sure the tank is in good condition, the bladder's not ruptured, and you're getting optimum pressure coming from that tank. So your first line of defense when installing a water treatment system is installing a sediment filter. And here we have our 20-inch Big Blue, and that's a 4-inch in diameter by 20-inch long Big Blue. It comes with a mounting bracket, a 5-micron filter which goes inside, a wrench to remove the bottom sump when changing the filters, and basically it has a 1-inch inlet, a 1-inch outlet. And the reason we recommend a filter of this size is it doesn't cut down on flow rates, gives you good pressure throughout the entire house, and you only have to change it every 6 to 8 months. Now there's different types of sediment filters you can install in your house. We really only use two. We use the 10-inch Big Blue and the 20-inch Big Blue that you see here, and we also use what we call a spin down filter, and basically water comes into it, it spins around and it gets trapped in this chamber at the bottom. Every so often you go down and check it, and if you see dirt accumulated in the bottom, basically you put a bucket underneath, open this valve, and the household pressure flushes it out in seconds. Once it's done, you shut the valve back off, you're good to go. Next, after the sediment filter, if you have iron in the water, and how you know if you have iron, you get reddish brown stains on the fixtures, the tub, the shower, the toilets you use most often, and the water has a metallic taste. So after the sediment filter, we would install the iron filter, and this is the Fleck 2510 AIO Catalox light system, which is the best iron filter we've used in the past 30 years. So basically, this, as water passes through, it goes through a oxidizing chamber, and then it goes through the Catalox light, and it removes up to 30 parts per million of iron, 15 parts per million of manganese, and 10 parts per million of sulfur. It also removes arsenic and filters sediment down to 3 microns, which is amazing. And like I said, this is the best iron filter that we've ever used. Now, a lot of you are going to ask, what size tank is best for my house, and how much iron can it remove? So we have, this is a 2.5 cubic foot, which we sell most often because it has the highest capacity. It's a 13 by 54 tank with a Fleck 2510 AIO air injection valve, and it's completely digital and it's very easy to program. So once you install this, there's no annual maintenance. Every 6 to 8 years, the only thing you need to do is take it out, dump it out, clean it out, rinse it out, sanitize it, and add another 2.5 cubic feet of Catalox light media, and you're good to go for another 6 to 8 years. Now you'll find other systems on the market like green sand, berm, Philox. Some people try to use carbon, some people try to use a softener. Forget all that. This is the only system as far as iron removal goes that you'll ever need. Next in line after the iron filter, because we want to remove all the iron first before we get to anything else. Now, if you have acidic water, the Catalox light does help raise the pH, but lower levels, it's not going to completely raise it to 7, which is neutral. So after that, we're going to install a 2.5 cubic foot non-backwashing acid neutralizer. And the reason you need the acid neutralizer is because the pH is very low and creates acidic water, and acidic water eats up your plumbing and water using appliance fixtures, your faucets, your shower heads, the inner workings of your toilet, your hot water heater, your boiler system if you have a boiler system for hot water. So basically install this. It's a 2.5 cubic foot, has a fill port which makes adding calcite easy. It comes with a really neat funnel. This type of funnel we have is super heavy duty. It goes right in this fill port. It holds itself in place, and basically you just pour your calcite in, and you want to keep it filled to about 10 to 12 inches from the fill port. Now there's two types of acid neutralizers. We sell backwashing and we sell non-backwashing, and probably 99% of the time most of our customers choose the non-backwashing acid neutralizer because it's very simple to install. There's no moving parts. There's no digital backwashing valve that discharges 100 to 150 gallons of water, and you don't need an electrical supply. Like I said, there's two different types, non-backwashing and backwashing. And what dictates whether you're going to use one or the other is how much iron's in the water and what the pH is. So if you have a pH that's 5.4 and you do have iron in the water, you have to go with a backwashing. You have to treat that first. You have to backwash it like every other day to keep the bed clean so it doesn't get fouled with iron. If you don't have iron, or if you're below, say, 0.5 on the iron scale, you can use a non-backwashing acid neutralizer. Like I said, it's much easier to install. It's less expensive. And as far as maintenance goes, whether it's backwashing or non-backwashing, you're only going to have to add calcite to a unit this size every 24 to 36 months. Now, a lot of people ask me what size neutralizer, whether it's backwashing or non-backwashing, do I need? And that's based on pH. If there's just two people living in the house and the pH is 6 to 6.5, and you have minimal water usage, you could actually install a 1.5 cubic foot, because we have a 1.5 cubic foot, a 2.0 cubic foot, and this is the 2.5 cubic foot, which is our most popular because people don't want to have to deal with maintenance. So if you have a pH of 6 and there's 2 to 4 people in the house and you install this, it could be 3 years before you add any calcite to it. And that's amazing, because typically a lot of companies will install a 1.5, which is a 10 by 54. It's about half the diameter of this. And you have to get it serviced every 6 to 12 months, and they come out and charge you about $400 to do it. So basically, bigger is better in water treatment. So you want to consider going with a larger unit, less maintenance, better capacity, does a better job of keeping the pH up during water usage, especially on days when you're doing a lot of laundry, or if you have teenagers in the house and they stay in the shower for 20 minutes at a time getting ready for school, and we all know how that is. So basically, the 2.5 is the one size fits all, and that's what we recommend the most. Now, next in line, if we were doing this complete installation after the neutralizer, because the neutralizer uses natural limestone media, it dissolves slowly, it raises the pH to 7, which is neutral, but it also imparts hardness into the water. So if you have, say, a raw hardness of 6 grains per gallon in your water supply, and you add the neutralizer, it's going to add another 4 to 6 grains per gallon of hardness to the water. So you need to treat that, or you're going to have scale buildup in the plumbing and water using appliances, your hot water heater. If you have a glass shower, it's going to ruin it. So basically, you want to put a water softener in to solve that problem. This is our Fleck 5600 digital demand system, which based on gallons used only regenerates when necessary. This is a 64,000 grain with a Vortec tank, and it has a deluxe salt tank with salt platform, so you don't have to worry about salt bridging, and it has a safety shutoff, so when the salt tank fills back up with water for the next period of operation, you don't have to worry about it overflowing, because that automatically shuts the water off when it gets to a certain level. Now, basically, when you're considering installing a complete water system, you want to go get your water test done at a local lab. If you don't want to spend the money on a local lab, you can go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get a home test kit, which is pretty accurate, and that'll help you decide what type of system you need. Or you can call me with the results and I'll help you pick one out. All right, now, this is a salt-based system. It uses salt to regenerate the resin beads that are in the main filtration tank. And that does that every so often based on water used. Now, a lot of people have concerns about that it puts salt in your water. It doesn't really put that much salt into the water. Typically, the amount of salt that you get from the water softener in your water supply is about 2 slices of white bread per. You get the amount of sodium that you would find in 2 slices of white bread per gallon of water. So basically, I've had a softener for the past 30 years. I just had a physical done and everything was perfect, and we use soft water for cooking, coffee. We water the grass with it, water the plants with it. It does an amazing job, and that's the only way to actually remove hardness from your water supply. Now, a lot of people ask about salt-free, which is similar to this size tank, but it has a non-backwashing valve on it, and water passes through, and it uses a special media called Filtrazorb SP3. And as it passes through the Filtrazorb, it takes the hardness, the dissolved hardness in the water, and converts it to a crystal. And that crystal can't attach itself to the plumbing and water using appliances. It basically just rinses away. The one restriction is you can only use it on hardness levels up to 25 grains per gallon. It's a lot more expensive than a standard softener. It's almost double the cost. And you have to replace the media every 3 years, where with a regular salt-based softener, the resin has an infinite life. So, and the Filtrazorb SP3, which you have to replace every 3 years, is extremely expensive. To replenish a size tank like this, it's about $1,200. So I typically recommend the salt-based system because it does a much better job and offers greater benefits. Now, in an installation like this, and a lot of our customers do have a complete system like this with all these components, a lot of them say, I want good, clean, odor-free, taste-free drinking water in my household water supply. So basically, we usually recommend a 2.5 cubic foot non-backwashing carbon tank with Centaur carbon. And that can be used on well water or city water. If you use it on city water, it's going to remove chlorine byproducts, and you can have good, clean drinking water at any faucet in the house. You can take a chlorine-free shower or a chlorine-free bath, which is a lot safer and a lot healthier. Also, it comes in a backwashing form as well, and we use that like if the water is extremely dirty, there's other contaminants in the water that may issue or warrant backwashing valve and control system. But for the most part, 99% of the time, last in line after the softener, we'll put the carbon filter in, and that removes a host of contaminants like herbicides, pesticides, chlorine if you're on city water. The list is long. I mean, you can actually Google it and see what carbon removes, because it would take me all day to explain it. Now, there's 2 different types of carbon filters. There's backwashing and there's non-backwashing. We use backwashing more often than none. And there's 2 different sizes. We have 1.5 cubic foot tank, which is a 10 by 54, and we have this, which is a 2.5 cubic foot tank, which is a 13 in diameter by 54 inches in height, and they both have the non-backwashing clack valve on top. Easy to install, easy to maintain. About every 4 to 5 years, you're going to take it out, dump it out, clean it, take all the old carbon out, put fresh carbon in, reinstall it, and you're good for another 4 to 5 years. And that's about $600 every 4 to 5 years. May go up a little bit with inflation. You know, our manufacturers have price increases from year to year, and unfortunately, if we have no choice, we have to pass it on to the customer as well. But this is an amazing system. Centaur is the best carbon that we've ever used. It removes a multitude of different contaminants, chlorine byproducts, herbicides, pesticide, the list goes on. Now, last in line, and this is for well water, pretty much the only time you're going to use a UV light is on well water when you have coliform or fecal bacteria, which most states test for. Now, it'll kill other microorganisms as well. We've encountered different things in the past 30 years that may be found in well water and cause issues like stomach and intestinal issues, rashes where you don't want to get a rash, and we've seen that too. And basically, this is the Vicqua VH410. It's our most popular unit. It has 19 gallon per minute flow rate, so it doesn't cut down on your water flow. It has a digital counter. It counts back from 365. And when it gets to about 10 days out, it's going to sound an alarm and let you know it's time to order another bulb, which you replace every 12 months and costs about $160. And you have to have a sediment filter in place if you're installing this alone and not after a complete system. You have to keep it dirt free. If the water's 7 grains hard or above, which means you have hardness in the water, you have to install a water softener before the UV, because the hardness in the water lowers the intensity of the bulb and it lessens the effectiveness of the bulb as well. Now, there's different types of UV filters on the market made by different companies. Vicqua is made in Canada, and Vicqua is the #1 manufacturer and best-selling and most reliable UV system that we've used, and it is as well throughout the industry. We do have a smaller unit, the VH200, but it has lower flow rates, and people tend to worry about, oh, is my pressure going to drop? Is this pressure going to, my well water pressure is already low and I don't want to lower it anymore. So we usually recommend the VH410 because it is a 19 gallon per minute system. It mounts on the wall, comes with 2 mounting brackets. You can mount it vertical or horizontal, and this mounts on the wall next to it as well. Very easy to maintain, very easy to change the bulb. Typically, you don't have to shut the water off. Okay, so now that we've explained each and every system that we have here, I'm going to explain to you why you would need it and if you need it. Basically, this is a setup for a customer that has high iron, low pH, and sulfur odor in the water. So basically, we have your well tank, then we go through the sediment filter. We go through the iron filter first. That removes all the iron. Now that we've removed the iron, we want to raise the pH up to neutral, which goes through the non-backwashing 2.5 cubic foot clack non-backwashing acid neutralizer. The neutralizer adds some hardness to the water, so we're going to go through the water softener next, and that's going to remove all the hardness from the water, giving you soft water throughout the house and eliminating any scale buildup. And once that goes through that, we're going to go through the carbon tank. Carbon tank is going to polish up the water, remove any taste and odor, other contaminants from the water as well. And once that goes through there, we're going to go through the UV light, and the UV light is going to kill any bacteria and other microorganisms that may or may not be in the water. Now, here's how you know if you need what type of system and if you need it or not. Sediment filter. Best way to find out if you have sediment in your water, go into your bathroom that you use most often, lift off the toilet tank lid, look in the bottom. If there's sediment, a lot of sediment, you need a sediment filter. How do you know if you need an iron filter? Basically, your toilet's going to have reddish brown stains that are hard to clean off. So you get your water tested, find out what the level is, then we can discuss what type and what size of iron filter that you need. Acid neutralizer. Acid water is the most common problem we deal with across the lower 48 states. Basically, if you have blue-green stains because you have copper pipe and the acid water is dissolving the copper pipe, it leaves a bluish-green stain in the tub in the shower used most often, and sometimes in the toilet. Or you get pinhole leaks in the copper, or the bottom of your hot water heater has been eaten out and it's leaking all over the floor. Basically, again, test your water, find out the pH level, and then we can decide what type of acid neutralizer is right for your home. Softener. Every house should have a softener. Every house has hard water. Whether you have a neutralizer or not, creating more hardness in the water. Hardness is the #1 problem water treatment professionals deal with across the United States. Basically, hardness can be 3 grains per gallon up to, we've treated up to 105 grains per gallon for a customer in the state of Kansas. So basically, again, get your water tested, find out what level of hardness it is, and that dictates what size you would need. Usually we recommend a 48 to 64,000 grain. That covers everything, whether you have 2 people in the house or 10 people in the house. Next, carbon tank. It's another thing. My house, I have a carbon tank and a water softener on what they call a private well, and it's treated with chlorine, or not a private well, it's a community well, and it's treated with chlorine and other products to raise the pH. Tastes like crap, so we have carbon tank, which removes all the chlorine byproducts, makes the water taste good from every faucet in the house, and basically it goes to the water softener after that, because the water is like 15 grains per gallon hard in our house, and it takes care of that and removes all the hardness, makes the water soft throughout the entire house, and eliminates all that scale buildup. Lastly, and if you're on a well, I wouldn't even give it a second thought. The first thing I would consider is putting in a UV light, because every well at some point is going to have bacteria, whether it's a low level and doesn't affect you, or it's a high colonization and you get stomach disorders, diarrhea, vomiting. And a lot of people think they have the stomach flu, but it's the water that they're drinking and using to cook with in their house. Now, You may not need a complete system like that, or you may not want to put money into a complete system like that. A lot of our customers have everything you see here. Some may have another tank or two in addition because they're super paranoid about the water quality, or they have multiple issues, especially on well water. Now, the best thing to do is get your water tested, see what the main problem is that you're having. Like if you're having blue-green stains and you're getting pinhole leaks and there's a metallic taste in the water, that usually means that the water is very acidic and it's dissolving the plumbing and the water using appliances. And the best solution for that is a neutralizer and a sediment filter. Usually we recommend a sediment filter first after the well tank, which creates your pressure, and then from the sediment filter it goes through the neutralizer and then back to your main house line. And that may solve your problem. And we always recommend after you install the initial system, get your water retested and see if the hardness level went up, because you may have to add a water softener later. But you definitely don't have to do everything all at once. You can start out and do it piece by piece. You can always add other equipment later if necessary. Now, a lot of people are going to ask, wow, what's that water system cost? A system like this is $5,000 to $6,000 shipped to your house, and you're responsible for the installation. Usually a plumber can do it. If you want to do it yourself, we're available for tech support. I spent 28 years in the field doing installations and working on all different types and brands of water treatment systems. But basically, on average, the average cost of a system can range from $500 for a drinking water system up to $12,000 if you get one of the retailers to come out and give you an estimate. I mean, other companies, especially the retailers, charge anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to $15,000 for a system installed, depending on how involved it is and how many tanks that you have. Now, if you're not sure what you need, the first thing you need to do is get your water tested, whether you get a home test kit from Lowe's or Home Depot, or call your local water testing lab in your area and have an in-depth test done. Do that first. Once you get the results back, call me. You can text it to me at 443-277-2204. I'll go over it and give you an honest opinion of what you need and what you need to start with, whether you want just to solve the immediate problem or you want a complete system like you see here. We can take care of that for you. If you want to look at our equipment and shop a little bit online, go to www.midatlanticwater.net. You can call us at 800-460-5810, or you can text me at 443-277-2204. We take calls and texts from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Sunday, and we're available for tech support. In order for us to help you and provide the complete water systems that you're going to need, give you all the information and show you exactly what you need for your home's water supply, we need a water test. We need to know how many people are in the house, how many bathrooms that you have. If you can provide your well flow rate, that would be necessary too, especially if you're using a backwashing system. But once you have all that together, give us a call or send us a text.